What if I told you that your body is a time machine? Imagine you go inside a dark university lab.
The sky that I see might not be the same as the sky that you see.
If you come outside the web and see, you can see past, present, future at the same time.
Dying.
When the breath ends and after the breath starts, the gap in between is truth. Remember when you were a small kid? And now, remember before that.
Hello everyone, welcome to the podcast in front of the whiteboard. This is the episode 2 of podcast series with Anant Kamath. And now we have our cute Kali with hibiscus. Anant told that he brought it from his neighborhood. And we have our Udupi Sri Krishna and Kadri Manjunatha also. And today's topic, we have not decided because we wanted it to come authentically and naturally. Like we didn't want it to be like a scripted podcast, so it'll go like on the flow. It's like free flow podcast. We just talk naturally, like how Adi Shankaracharya and Madhvacharya, like how they all debate, same way we debate since childhood. And I want those debates to come out naturally in front of you guys, and that's why we have not decided upon the topic of the podcast. We just want to do it.
So recently I was into researching some stuff and what I can say from that is, what if I told you that your body is a time machine? So the thing is, just remember the last time that you were driving and from nowhere your chest tightens up, you feel anxious, you feel uneasy. After the split of the second, you see a car blow up in front of you. And you might be thinking that your guess was right. You felt all of those because your mind thought so. But what if I told you the body knew that accident would happen 10 seconds earlier, before the accident happened? There is a research and they have come out with this results. So today we are going to speak about how your body already knows tomorrow. Imagine you go inside a dark university lab. You sit in a chair like this. Your hands are full of sensors and you're in a really isolated place. There is a computer in front of you and pictures are automatically coming from there. The scientists don't know what the picture will come. You don't know what the picture will come. But pictures will come from there. After some time, there are two people sitting simultaneously. The first picture that each one will get is different. The one person will get a pleasant picture, whereas the other person will get a really terrifying picture. They both have buttons. Each one of them press it. The pleasant one will, however, not be anxious. But the one who gets the terrifying picture will be stressed 10 seconds earlier, and that will be shown by the sensors. Why do you think that our body is designed in such a way that it understands threat before it occurs 10 seconds earlier? What is the spiritual reasoning for this? Because the scientists have no answer for this, because scientists would say mind would how things work. When something really bad happens, your mind registers it and then your mind goes to fight and flight mode. This phenomenon can't be explained by science. So how can spirituality come into this, according to you?
I want to know more about the mind aspect, because you told the body can feel the threat beforehand. What about the mind?
The mind obviously will not understand, right? I don't know. The normal human mind, usually what happens is something bad happens and then your mind perceives it, and then you get different types of hormones released from your body to counter the situation. So mind is normal.
Normal.
What were you thinking about mind?
No, because I have observed in many cases, let's say like I was walking on a this, what is that called, moss. During rainy season it occurs, no, the green pamaji, that moss thing. So when we walk on that, we slip and fall. But I have observed myself, sometimes my mind doesn't register the pamaji, it doesn't know that it's there on the ground, and I'm nicely walking, and suddenly, I slip. That my body automatically it understands that I'm going to slip, and it will get the reflex action, and it will start protecting itself by not making me fall. Like I stand up safely without the fall. That time I realize my mind is slow, like it's not as fast as the body.
What if I told you that it's not your mind, but the consciousness that is doing it?
So consciousness is controlling the body, you mean?
Because mind, how can it control? Because there must be something higher than the mind, which the biology speaks, right?
Like
The
sixth sense.
biological mind. There must be something higher than
Yeah.
the mind, right?
Hmm. So that means that body does not know beforehand. Instead, the consciousness controls the body, you mean?
We have to get the terminologies right here. So when we mean mind, it means the mind which biology has accepted, not the spiritual mind.
Okay, so can we consider mind as something which does logic?
Yeah, perfect. That's perfect. So
Yeah.
the mind is so dumb, because if the mind starts to understand things that are happening around you, it would fail.
Hmm.
Because just imagine, right now there are like so many rays. There are a lot of rays here.
Yeah.
Just imagine your mind seeing all of them.
Yeah.
And I think last time you were telling that the sky is actually purple. We see it as blue.
No, what I meant was the sky that I see might not be the same as the sky that you see. Like I cannot exactly confirm that your blue and my blue is same, because I cannot enter you and tell, see, this is blue. But when you enter my body, you will realize that I was seeing the world differently since birth.
So you mean we can't tell things that we see exactly to others.
Correct. That is the perspective, right? Can never be shared 100%. That is, whatever I feel, I cannot share it to you 100%. The way you interpret it will be completely different.
Yeah.
It may be regarding emotions, thoughts, colors, anything that sort. You cannot understand me 100%. There will be some deficiency in communication.
The neurologists actually found that there was a glitch in the reality by experimenting this on two individuals. And I think on internet you'll find the study as well. Now I would like to connect this study and Maruti Gita.
Oh, wow.
In Maruti Gita, there is a chapter called Web of Time.
Hmm.
So, to put in simple words, imagine that there is a web and you're the spider.
Hmm.
Time is running simultaneously. Like if you come outside the web and see, you can see past, present, future at the same time. So, you're the spider here, and at the end of the web, some particle comes and sits in the edge of the web. You can feel the vibration. You will first feel the vibration, then you will see what has come. So that's the same thing that's going on right here. What we call as intuition is actually that vibration that we feel. And I think if one's consciousness rises to a certain level, he can see the past, the present, and the future. And I think that's what is told in Maruti Gita.
See, in Maruti Gita, what is told is that we might be living the same day again and again. For example, you slept today at night, and tomorrow, when you wake up again in 20th May only. But your mind will not understand. Your consciousness also will not understand. Because every scene, right? Every scene of our life has something called as memory package. So the duty of that memory package is to convince your consciousness or soul that you are safe. So that is the duty of memory package, to make your soul feel safe. Because soul is a witness. The soul watches the reality. It is a being which is five dimensional, we can say. Our soul doesn't belong to the three dimensional world. It is something beyond the fourth dimension, that is time. So it is beyond the time also, our soul. So when our soul enters different scenes, right, it the scene has its own memory package, its own date, that is 20th May, everything. So if it enters the same day again and again and again and again, it will never realize that it is waking up in the same day. So that is happening right now also. That is, your soul might have been experiencing this day so many times. And that's why you told, right? When the accident happened, it knew 10 seconds earlier. So that may be because the soul is experiencing the same day again and again, because it has that desire. At the same time, it has the intuition. So that is the duty of the memory package of every scene, to convince your soul that it is safe. But let us say the soul becomes more intelligent. Let us say the soul's awareness increases. That time it will be like, wait, I'm living the same day again. That is the time when the soul moves on to the next day, because it realizes the memory package is repeated. So now we wake up tomorrow only if our soul is that much aware. Otherwise, the memory package can easily fool the soul that it is 20th May today and you have lived the life until 19th May. I don't know how many people are able to understand this, but it's a very complicated topic. Just understand that every scene has its own memory. So whenever you enter any scene, that memory package will fool you. That is how Vishnu has created this Maya. Vishnu has created, by Vishnu I mean the causal being, has created the Maya in such a beautiful manner that every scene has perfectly planted memories. And due to those memories, we can never figure out, even if our soul is experiencing the same day again and again. That is the level of packaging Vishnu has done. For example, right now you are watching this video. So in your memory package, what is there is that you have finished the previous task, which may be eating lunch or whatever, and you have opened the mobile phone and you're watching the video. So that is the memory package installed in this scene of 3D reality. And you're watching this video so many times because you have that desire. Your soul has that desire to watch this scene of life again and again. So tomorrow, your soul might again wake up in the same day and watch this video again, because the desire was not fulfilled. And the Vishnu's Maya has been constructed in such a way that even if you experience the same day, your soul will not get shocked, because the awareness of the soul is not that high enough to get shocked. Because the memory package duty is to comfort your soul.
When you told about Vishnu, I just remembered Anantashayana sleeping in Adishesha. So, what do you think does Adishesha represent, and what do you think Vishnu represents?
According to me, Adishesha is the Kundalini. So, the Kundalini from the Patal Loka, that is our lowest chakra, below the Muladhara, and to the highest chakra, Adishesha's head, highest chakra, that is above the Sahasrara. And Vishnu is the causal being. We are also Vishnu only. We are now in Burloka. Our Vishnu, that is the Vishnu inside us, is in Burloka right now. So we are in the Adishesha's body only right now. See, this is the Adishesha. So that is our Adishesha. Now if we evolve ourselves and go beyond the Sahasrara, we will reach the causal being's Adishesha's head. Now we are still in the snake's tummy area. That is Burloka, because it is the 8th loka in the 14 loka system.
And also, we see that Vishnu is resting. So, what do you think about this?
I feel like if we go beyond the Sahasrara chakra, when we become our causal self, we are very peaceful. And that is what is represented in the Vaikuntha loka. That is the peace. You know, he's sleeping with Lakshmi, Narada, Hanuman, Garuda besides him. So what that means is our best friends, our wife, our pet, everything is there in the last loka. That is the outermost layer of our Maya. Everyone are there. That is, see, Vishnu has Lakshmi, his favorite beloved wife. Vishnu has Garuda, his favorite Vahana. Vishnu has Hanuman, his favorite friend. Vishnu has Narada, his favorite devotee. Vishnu has Brahma, his favorite creator, artist. Vishnu has Saraswati also, his favorite music player. So it's like he has everything. So that is what is there beyond the Sahasrara. We have everything. There is no unsatisfied desire. But here in Adishesha's tummy, that is Burloka, unfulfilled desires are there. And that's why our Vishnu, the Vishnu inside us, is still suffering because he feels that he has not accomplished anything. And that's why there is constant, rebirths, rewatching the same scenes again and again, thinking that this is me, this character is me. But no, we are Vishnu ourselves.
Now I imagine I want to develop my consciousness. Do you think if I meditate or if I do the sadhana, I can get to that level?
See, sadhana is done by the character. In the character's destiny, sadhana is there. In some character's destiny, sadhana is not there. So even sadhana, doing sadhana is a desire. Because sadhana silences the mind. If you observe, person who doesn't do sadhana, person who doesn't self-reflect, introspect, person who doesn't do mantras daily, his mind is always scattered. It's like always thinking about two, three thoughts, cannot think of one thought correctly. So that is happening because he's not focusing on silencing the mind. But if the soul enters a character which does sadhana, then the soul experiences ekagrita, concentration. So the first step for spirituality is concentration, that is silencing the mind. That is first step before going anywhere in the world.
Okay. So let's talk about you know temples and why are they constructed in a certain way. For example, we see bells in temple or maybe in church as well. So when you ring the bell, the sound gets you to the present. So what do you think the present has importance in spirituality? Because I think if you're in the present, life is sorted because you will never worry about the past, you will never fear about the future. You will be always happy.
True. Yeah, the bells in the temple, ding, that sound, it brings you to the present. The frequency of that bell brings you to the present moment. More than the present, it silences the mind. The thoughts disappear when we listen to the sounds. And when thoughts disappear, that is when your consciousness focuses on the existence. And you, like you told, the present is truth. The past and future are memory planted in the soul.
I think in some spiritual text, Shiva has told Parvati, when Parvati asked, "What's truth?" Shiva told, the gap between two breaths, when the breath ends and after the breath starts, the gap in between is truth.
Wow.
What do you feel about this?
Every time during sadhana, that's what I feel every day. That is, at certain point of sadhana, the breathing disappears. Like initially we breathe like humans, then the breath becomes shorter and shorter and shorter as we do sadhana. And when the breath becomes the most shortest, that is when the kundalini rises. There is no breath
Yeah,
at certain point, and that is when kundalini suddenly rises because the kundalini thinks, okay, the person is dead. But the kundalini doesn't know the person is meditating. So basically sadhana means dying with upright position.
You mean the death of the human body and not of you. I remember we had this conversation, maybe when you were walking. Just remember 5 years back what was going on in your life. Remember 10 years back. Remember when you were a small kid. And now, remember before that.